Hi Capricorn, this is Lunatic's Tarot, and this reading is for anyone who identifies with the Capricorn energy during June 2018. So that means anyone with a Capricorn moon, Capricorn sun, any Capricorn ascendants. If your Venus is in Capricorn, your North Node, your midheaven, or any other planets, any other placements in Capricorn, anyone who identifies with that energy at this time. And specifically, it is now June 5th, 2018. So this will go through June 30th of 2018, during which time we have the new moon in Gemini on the 13th, I believe, and the full moon is at the end of the month, maybe even the 28th. Yeah, I think it's the 28th. In your sign, Capricorn. So when we look at the past energies, that might be a little bit the beginning of June, those first 4 days. But in general, this reading is just for June. We are pretty close to the beginning still, right? The first message that came out for you, Capricorn, while I was meditating on your sign, trying to connect to your energy, was about heartbreak and possibly some infidelity. And so I just hesitate to say that just because it's not my favorite message. So you're showing up as the Queen of Swords. This is, that's my girl. This is someone who sees a mature, feminine energy. Doesn't mean it can't be a man, could be their feminine side, but a mature feminine energy who sees the truth. In this deck, she's crying. You see the tear here because she has had to cut people out of her life who she knows have wronged her, who have hurt her, betrayed her, because she can't help but see the truth. She can see right through you. She asks you to step right up and let her look through you, let her look into you, let her read you. She knows. And like the King of Swords, she is honest herself. She sees that there's no reason not to be. And she's been caused a lot of heartache and pain and betrayal to become so wise, or to become so capable of identifying manipulation, betrayal, lies in her life. You know, she has, and crossed by the lovers. But she has blood. She has suffered from dishonesty, and she's had to cut others away and out of her life because of that. So then they have suffered, and she has suffered again in losing them, right? So she's also like the King of Swords. She's honest as well. And I always think, unless backed into a corner, right? Any of us aren't going to allow our freedoms to be taken. We're backed into a corner. Give us no choice. But she's crossed with the Lover's card. This will be a Celtic cross, essentially. I'm just going to lay it out in a way that's easy for us both to see and for me to then flip around for you. So I do think that this spread is the spread is about a commitment. The Lover's card doesn't have to be about a romantic relationship, but it is definitely about a commitment, a trust that is implied, right? When they engage in this intimate relationship that is displayed here on the card, even if there isn't real trust, there is a bond being formed, and there's an act happening that implies trust, right? So it's about a commitment like that, or at least trust is implied. It's some type of lengthy entanglement, engagement. Lengthy entanglement is better. So, for example, it could be a business partner that it's referring to. That phrase, in business, you get into bed with someone. So that it's the same type of commitment in a sense. They can really screw you over. Trust is implied, but not necessarily. It's not necessarily guaranteed that both parties will make that trust warranted, will live up to the commitment. And in your crowning thoughts, the Chariot. So you can see the truth of everything, and you are in a commitment, a lengthy entanglement, some deep bond where trust is at least implied. And you've got either forward motion, focused intention, or a Cancer on your mind in your crowning thoughts. The Six of Swords is what everything's rooted in. So that's moving on to, yes, calmer waters, calmer emotions, but also calmer thoughts, calmer emotions because of calmer thoughts. See, in this deck, it's his mind that is expanding and carrying him away from these fires. So it's a matter of, that card is about the Six of Swords. Your foundation card is about one, altering their perspective, focusing on the future, the positive, and forming a different relationship with their surroundings, and doing so creating a new place, a new state of being, a new peace for themselves. Their setting is really in their mind, right? They're changing their setting. But it can also be someone actually traveling, moving. Oftentimes we need a vacation, a trip, or to move to a new area completely in order to attain that new mental clarity. Sometimes you just cannot be around those people. You can't be in that house you lived in with that person, or you can't be around that area that you lived in. A certain area may just not jive with you, the attitudes, the vibe. And in your recent past, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Someone creative yet crafty, an earthy energy, an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, you, or Virgo. Someone who she is rich, possibly in her finances, wealthy, a monetary wealth, but also just in spirit and in the way she lives her life. She lives rich. She appreciates beauty. See, she's surrounded by children. She's maybe possibly a mother, of course, but possibly a teacher in profession. She's She's grounded yet creative. A good businesswoman can come up with the concept and then handle the business aspect of it herself as well. Can be someone creative and then manage selling that art or themselves as an artist. Now the Lover's card can also be about making a choice. In your recent past, you have the Three of Wands reversed. This is work that bores you. It often represents, someone who dislikes their job in general, or maybe a team at work having been disassembled. It can also be, more specifically, someone who is avoiding the hard part of some job or work they have to do because they don't like it for some reason, right? So you're represented by the Queen of Swords. You can see the truth of everything, and you're crossed with the Lovers. And then you've got the Six of Wands. In your interior world. So in your internal world, you're feeling victorious in your thoughts and your feelings. You're feeling victorious. And you've got this Chariot on your mind. I'm not sure that it is a Cancer. It could be a Cancer if Cancer is relevant for you right now, Capricorn, because that is your opposite sign. So I'm sure there are some of you that it is a Cancer. But also, in addition to, I think it's also representing literal forward movement. Because with the Six of Swords and the Chariot these are both possibly actually traveling or actually moving cards. Not just, not just mental forward movement. The Chariot also represents someone who is, their will is bending nature. So they are beginning to change the world around them, beginning to change their own circumstances. They're confident, they have energy, they're youthful, and they're taking control. And so they are actually physically manifesting and making what they want to happen in their life. Could be in a relationship, could be in a business. They're using the health and the wealth that they do have to cultivate more with an energy, not through a quiet meditation, not through setting intentions, but with a youthful energy, whether the person is young or not, and a youthful, almost borderline arrogant energy, but not in the upright. I don't read it as arrogant in the upright, but that type of confidence with a youthful zest. And in order to embody that youthful energy, you almost have to be on that edge to have that much energy. They're going so fast, and when we're, younger, greener, we're moving so fast with all that energy, and there are still many lessons left to learn. So you can, it borders on arrogance a bit. It's just pushing forward with that confidence of, I've not really failed enough to know that I might. The Chariot doesn't reflect on the ways in which it might fail. It's just powering forward. Its energy is concentrated on taking control of having been drawn in two different directions and focusing your intent forward. Maybe you were drawn in many different directions. But again, I think some Capricorns, certainly it could be a Cancer, that you've made this commitment to, or that's on your mind while you have this commitment, and that could potentially be the choice. You see the truth, and you know you have to cut someone. Because maybe you're thinking about a Cancer while you're in a commitment with someone else. Somehow it's rooted in having moved from a turbulent time and or place energy to a smoother one. And then you have this other Queen, the Queen of Pentacles, in your recent past. Now that could be you. Could be that you have been focused on your work, being creative and or practical, being a sound businesswoman, managing your finances, managing your income outcome flow. You've been focused on those things, and now that you've mastered that, you are now currently turning your attention to what truths need revealed around you in your life, what I'm sure it might be that you feel you have a clear mind because you feel like in the recent past you have mastered your financial domain, or mastered a skill that allows you a steady income flow. You feel confident about your future income flow because you've attained this job or this raise or this skill that will afford you things in the near and distant future. And it could be that having successfully tended to your finances in your material world and getting everything comfortable, you've now come to a state of mind, still a queen, but the Queen of Swords, where it's time to take stock of who is around you, who they really are, who you can trust, who you're going to share that wealth with or give an opportunity to take advantage of it. You've moved into a very shrewd, keen, analytical place, and she is fierce. She will not allow thieves, liars, manipulators to stay in her life. She can't help but see the truth, and she can't allow it to stay. If there's been a betrayal, she has to cut you. Hopefully, you and your Cancer have just recently moved on to calmer waters, and you've got to cut other people away, but you do have this love, this commitment, this bond that's on your mind that is stabilizing you. I hope so. I see that message as well. The Lovers does not have to be a choice, but it can be. And in the Deviant Moon Tarot, in this deck in particular, you see the snake biting the man's ankle. So it could be that you you have to cut this man out because he has another choice. When your ego is quiet, you know one of you is thinking about a Cancer. Or when your ego is quiet, you want to move forward in confidence without this person that has to be cut. And then the Six and the Swords in your foundation is sort of saying, well, you've come this far, you've moved away from these fires, or possibly fire signs who have done the same thing to you. You know, have you moved away from other people who have betrayed you and earned this tear and this blood here? If you gone through all that just to put up with it again, if this is someone making a choice between you and someone else. With the Three of Wands there's also the warning of, in the near future, you don't want to be arrogant. Assume you know anything. You may want to beware of any aid offered to you if you're in need. It also tells us not to be passive. If you think you see a truth that needs addressed in your life, don't be passive. Again, you've come this far. You've traveled away from turbulent waters, raging fires, other people who either did you wrong and or maybe even, put you in a negative energy. Just because of their own negative energy. You clearly have a lot in your life worth guarding, worth protecting, worth standing up for, if the Queen of Pentacles is you in the recent past. It could also be, this could be the choice, since there are two queens here. It could be you're showing up as the Queen of Swords because you know the truth. You may have to cut this man or woman, this lover, out if they're choosing between you and someone they were just with, represented by the Queen of Pentacles. Because the Three of Wands also says that the Three of Wands in the reverse also suggests that you might not have the amount of confidence you want. So it's like with the Chariot in your crowning thoughts, you're thinking when your ego is quiet, you know you should have this confidence and that you need it to move forward and that you want it. But then in the near future, it's not showing up for you. And mixed up with that message, I see what could make you doubt yourself is if someone was still jockeying between you and the person they were just with, and you may have thought that you all moved away from those turbulent waters where they were choosing. But in your crowning thoughts, you know that you need to move farther if you're to have any real chance, because you can see that they still have a choice. And maybe you know that. Maybe that's something that you know. You feel victorious on the inside, though. Your inner world, your internal world, you feel victorious. You feel recognized. Maybe you've got some hard-won praise. You feel Well, it also says humility. So maybe, you know, you feel humbled. You do feel like you will, at least in June, in your internal world, feel like you've won a battle. But one that humbled you. One that humbled you, I think. And then in your external world, you've got the Knight of Swords rushing in at this person who's won the battle. I really think that it's the masculine figure in this spread that needs cut, because she's looking right at him. It's like this is the part of her. This is the part of the feminine energy that knows, or rather, this is the part that knows what she has to do. This is the part that's still engaged physically, maybe emotionally. Who knows, on all levels. It could be a very deep, deep bond. I mean, it is the Lover's card showing up. It looks like she knows that he needs cut, especially because there's another queen in the recent past. And I think you've just come away from a hard time, whether it was with the same person that you're lovers with now, that you're bonded with now, that you're in a committed partnership with now. You've just come away from turbulent waters and, again, raging fires, with them or someone else. And here you are thinking you're going to need to continue to move forward, perhaps alone this time, but you need to do it again. You need to use your confidence and motion forward again, whether it's together or not. Maybe together even further away from this other queen, or maybe alone because, like I said, they still have a choice. Maybe moving toward a Cancer, with a Cancer, or towards someone who has Cancer-like traits. Maybe when your ego is quiet, some part of you knows that's more of what you need, and so ultimately more of what you really want. And then, like I said, the Knight of Swords is rushing in here toward you, toward the protagonist of this spread, toward the Queen of Swords, the person feeling victorious internally. And the Knight of Swords this is your external world. The Knight of Swords is a fast mover. Maybe hasty, possibly even a little reckless because he's such a fast mover. Someone who's determined and has conviction and is speaking and thinking quickly as well. You know, his actions may be in words. So you feel victorious, and then you've got this really fast cerebral energy talking at you, into you. And I don't know that it's an attack. The Knight of Swords also shows up as someone frequently meditating, because they are embodying air qualities. Someone, again, cerebral, a thinker. and he's in the upright. So while he may be a little too hasty and at times reckless, he's not intentionally stepping on feelings or looking for a fight. And I say he, it's a masculine air sign or a masculine air-like heady energy, but it could again be a female's masculine side, especially in this deck. To me, in this photo, this could definitely be a female represented here. It's just exercising her masculine traits. I think that could definitely be the lover that needs cut, though. And so in your external world, you are meditating frequently on that decision, and or this is representing that lover who is going to fight back, fight for you, fight to keep you. Maybe not necessarily manipulate you, but just try to convince you not to give up on them, not to step away even though they stepped out, maybe. Possibly. And in your hopes and fears, you do have the Ten of Wands reversed, which is not finishing something or a heavy burden being lifted from you. So it could be that you fear cutting this person out, and yet you want that burden lifted. It could be that you're not finishing it. You can't. You hope that it's not really over. At the same time, you wish you had the strength or courage to, or the knowledge, maybe the power of the knowledge of what to do. It could be less about having the strength and courage to cut what you see, but maybe you're having trouble trusting that you're correct about what you see. You are the Queen of Swords here. You do know. You see the truth. Whether they're faithful or not, you know. You can see it. You can figure it out. But it's like you're both fearing cutting them and hoping for it. You want these calmer waters. You want this drama to be done. You want to feel confident and move forward. And at the same time, you're afraid of it. And the outcome is the Sun card. Clarity. Clarity. Gaining. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe gaining clarity. So I'd say by the end of June, moving into July, if you don't yet know what to do about this drama, this lover, this commitment, this partner, this potential choice that one or both of you has to make between people, I think that then by the end of the month, there will be enough clarity. You will know. The sun is true happiness to me. So someone having realized their greatness, accomplished it, they're acknowledging it, they're truly happy. So it could be, having realized your worth and not putting up with someone needing to make a choice between you and someone else, or it could be, you having realized in fact that you two had moved on to calmer waters and that you didn't need to cut them. some clarifiers now. Five of Pentacles in reverse is also lacking support, which is why I say gaining. It's lacking support or not needing it, you know, so it's often gaining. And as a clarifier on that, the King of Pentacles. So yeah, what's missing from the spread, what you can't see in this reading, what's hidden or goes unseen, is someone, most likely you, gaining financially. So stepping into your power, stepping into your truth, calling out the dishonesty and the betrayal around you, calling out those people who don't deserve to be in your company because they're either lying to you, thieving from you, going behind your back in some way, is stepping into that type of confidence and that type of powerful, no-nonsense energy. I deserve to be respected, and that's that. Also directly influences your finances. You can't, you know, put up with mistreatment from people in an emotional, mental, relationship way on those platforms and then expect your financial empire or bank account to just continue to build and build as it would for someone who exercised their, or rather made their respect for themselves apparent, you know, showed other people how they wanted to be treated. And it looks like you're starting a new business, gaining some financial independence, or moving into a new house. You've gotten a raise, your health is improving. If this is an earthly seed of opportunity, so it's something tangible in the 3D physical world, gaining something in that sense. Let's get a clarifier on the Queen of Pentacles, since we've got the King and the Queen showing up here. Queen of Pentacles. So if this was you in the recent past as the Queen of Pentacles, then with the Nine of Wands in reverse, you maybe had mastered a skill or gained some financial wealth through attaining a job, a raise, but you still lacked some experience in order to go where you wanted to go next. But what's hidden from the situation is that's what's happening here. That's what's happening this month, is that you're moving up to that next level where you can actually start your own business, or you actually start seeing the added income from whatever skill you just acquired or raise you just maybe acquired, or seeing the actual house manifest now that you can afford it, having just been gained the Queen of Pentacles status in the recent past. Definitely gaining financially and gaining a new financial opportunity that puts you in this very healthy and wealthy position. And really, maybe it's, you know, if this is you, you are an earth sign. If this Queen of Pentacles is you as well as the Queen of Swords, because everyone is lately stepping into an energy that's not their own. It could be, you know, that what goes unseen here is your partner, the one you should actually be with after you cut the lover who's choosing between you and the Cancer that your higher mind knows about when your ego is quiet. Or if not a Cancer, you're cutting that person and moving forward with confidence on your own, and you know you have that power when your ego is quiet. Whether you cut someone or find out that they don't need cut, either way, you are feeling so victorious. Nothing can change this King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. You two can either run a really successful business together, and or marriage, home, life. These are partners that these are partners that can conquer the material world together. And it could be that you have this earthly opportunity of connecting with that partner because or once you can cut this person out who's still weighing you against someone else. Three of Wands reversed again as I'm talking about the Lover's card. I think that this is something that you were hoping would grow, something you've been wanting to grow, but there's some sort of three-party situation happening. I say that also because of the message I got before recording, that there was some heartbreak and possibly infidelity. And I think, you might feel confident not only because your finances are improving and you can see an opportunity and maybe even feel a person coming who are more suited for you and who can help build up your financial world as well as contribute to your life in other ways. I think you might feel victorious walking away from whatever words are exchanged or spat has to happen when this Queen of Swords cuts this person out of her life who's making a choice between her and someone else. And I don't always read the Lover's card as a choice card, but let's see about the Knight of Swords as well. The Hanged Man reversed. Could be a Pisces that you're hoping something grows with, and it turns out to be three-party, like it's messing with your confidence. Let's get a clarifier on the Sun card as well. But the Hangman in reverse is... Oh, this is the Hangman upright. So again, a Pisces. But the Hangman is someone who's apparently martyred, but they're actually serene. They seem like they would be uncomfortable, suspended between things, worlds, but they have a fresh perspective, and they're at peace in that. And you've got the Magician showing up in the reverse on the Sun card. So I think the clarity that you have by the end of this month is that there is a trickster in your midst. That's what I see here, unfortunately. But the star card is on the bottom of this one as a clarifier for the reading itself, saying to have hope and have faith and believe in renovation, and that something else wonderful can start as a result of the end of something manipulative. I think they're trying to convince you, and you're seeing them as in a tough place, in a hard place. But they're perfectly fine in the position they're at. They're taking full advantage of having this choice and this option, these options, these secrets. That seems so unlike Pisces. I'm not saying it's a Pisces that's doing that. I'm saying your lover could be a Pisces, and I'm saying most likely your lover could be a Pisces, and or, okay, it's someone who's convincing you that they're in a difficult position when really they're just fine. They're just putting you in a difficult position. And it looks like they scarfed you up when you were in your Queen of Pentacles energy, gaining and owning your financial world again. The Queen of Pentacles is really going to show off her wealth. She gives back. She's grateful for it and gives to everyone, but she also really appreciates beauty, and she's going to decorate her home and herself and enjoy that wealth, and not only give some of it away, but also give it away in the form of adding beauty to the world, giving that away as well, and radiating that wealth and contentment. You've attracted someone who wasn't ready to make a commitment, but engaged in activities with you that implied trust. And like I said, again, now that you have your finances in order, you can't help but notice now that you have your finances in order, you feel your mind is at peace. It's clear. Oh, I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay that or how I'm going to pay this. Don't have to worry about where that money's coming from or what I'm going to do in the future. So your mind is at rest. Oh, wow, I can just relax. Probably get to do something creative that you enjoy doing in order to get these finances coming in as the Queen of Pentacles. You're, so happy and healthy and wealthy, you're able to spread the joy and give it away. And so you attracted someone who couldn't live up to the promises their body made, maybe. I'm thinking of Vanilla Sky and Cameron Diaz's character. And you don't intend to cut them like that. You don't intend to hurt them for this, but you do intend to cut them out of your life. And really, it's you. It's your blood on the sword. It's you that bleeds as a result of that. It hurts you. Your end of the commitment was probably real, and it's not the first time you've been through this. And I think when your ego is quiet, you know that there's either that there's a Cancer involved, or that forward motion with confidence has to happen, whether it's a business partnership, a romantic partnership, or one that needs to be cut, and that's moving alone by yourself. You've done it before. You've gained some new experience, and there's this earthly opportunity coming. I think it's a partner who's better suited for you that's coming. And it's someone who can help you with your finances and help you gain even more. You have so much more to gain. I think, though, that you need to make room in your life for the things that are better for you that you want to gain. And I think by the end of the month, you're going to have clarity about the fact that there is a trickster in your midst. and or you'll have clarity about what is stopping you from manifesting what you want in your life, taking it to the next level and the next level. What is making you indecisive? Maybe it is this person that needs cut. Why you feel like you're missing a tool. I think you're just missing the space in your life for better things. And a clue as to whether or not this is a message for you and resonates is I think that this person will be trying to convince you that they are in a difficult position when in fact they're comfortable as all get out. And the Five of Swords is the clarifier on this victory, this humbling victory, is actually about a fight that no one wins, but it shows that someone comes away feeling smug about it. I think as a clarifier mostly, though, as a clarifier on your Six of Wands and your internal world, I think it's saying that you will feel victorious after this battle. You'll feel humbled. Like I said, it's not that it doesn't hurt. And okay, so let's read about your advice card. Your advice card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot is the Mother, reversed. She's easy to compare to the Empress, for sure, but this deck has 81 cards, and the extra ones are in the Major Arcana, and the Major Arcana is split up into different sections, and these descriptions are a little different. Because of that, you can't exactly equate each card exactly to a card in the well, sure you can. You can liken all of them to a card in the traditional tarot, in a traditional tarot deck, but it's a little different, so I'll read straight out of the book for you. And I'll let you see her in the upright, the Mother. She is very similar to the Empress in a lot of ways. This is your advice. And it's showing up in the blockage position. So, I have to find that actually. Where's the... there it is. Oops. Oh. I don't have enough hands. Okay. So, the potential blockage. The reversed mother can signal the presence of an aspect of self, our own self or that of another, that is devouring and cruel and uses psychological or emotional manipulation to instill guilt in her child for not meeting her expectations. When her disappointment is used as a weapon and a means to control and bind her children to her, the natural process of individualization may be kept from occurring. Receiving this reverse card asks you to ask if you have fallen into a pattern of using emotional manipulation to control others. Is your hurt or disappointment genuine? Or do you act in a deliberate manner to instill guilt and remorse in order to manipulate people into meeting your expectations of them? Another aspect of the reversed mother is evidenced by those who are willing to give their all and everything to others. These people seem consumed by a need to be needed and feel that it is their place and purpose in life to fix every wrong and make everyone happy. They get involved because if they do not, the situation will not be resolved, and leaving a situation unresolved is not something they can tolerate. These people may be perpetually cooking, cleaning, and mothering others instead of allowing those they mother to learn to be responsible for themselves. Have you involved yourself in a situation that is really none of your concern because you want people around you to be happy? Do you have a tendency to offer unasked for advice? Do you often act as peacemaker or intermediary without being asked? Do you live your life constantly doing for others what they are capable of doing? Do you live through others? Do you give up your time to do for them what you should be doing for yourself? The reversed mother suggests that these things, while done with love, are still aspects of a controlling mother because they can prevent others from standing on their own 2 feet, resolving their own conflicts, and becoming independent. Moreover, they are tasks performed to the detriment of nurturing self. Often the very advice given to others is not adhered to by the person giving it because they are perpetually in service to others and neglect themselves. If the mother appears reversed, she symbolizes a situation that you need to step away from, or a relationship where you are exerting undue control or influence. Let go of your need to control or to be needed and ask yourself why you are compelled to behave in this manner. Sit back, put your feet up, and relax. Allow those around you to sort out their own dramas and pick up their own dirty laundry for a change, or they will never learn how and will always expect it to be done for them. So that might be particularly relevant if this person who's trying to make you feel bad for their situation is, asking anything extra of you whilst, actually being cruel to you and using psychological or emotional manipulation to instill guilt. Now, it could very well be a mother figure. And it's not to say it can't be you yourself, Capricorn, who's being a trickster, who's being manipulative. It's not the message that I saw come through the loudest, but of course you could apply it to yourself, switch it the other way around, and it could be you. I don't think so, because as the querent, you're the one seeing the truth, and then you have clarity. You see the truth, and then you have clarity. And if the Chariot didn't resonate in any other way for you, it could be that you have some significant Cancer in your chart, or that when your ego is quiet, that you're embodying those characteristics and taking care of this Knight of Swords, this lover who's, again, convincing you they're in a tough spot when they're just putting you in one. So it's someone youthful, hasty. They wanted to move fast. They talk fast. They talk a lot. They can be reckless. They're determined to get what they want, but they move fast and they can be reckless. So now that we're almost an hour in, it was so long, Capricorn, but I hope it helped. I hope it offered you some clarity. I've offered you something that you didn't have when you came here. I really appreciate you checking out the reading. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you would like an extension of this reading, if something here resonated with you enough and you'd like a personal reading that extends from here, we can definitely do that. Or if you'd like a reading that starts from scratch, a full Celtic cross, or whatever spread area you're interested in, the email is lunarticstarot@gmail.com. I'll have that in the description of the video. But if you are more interested in another general spread, I will be back with more of those soon. The plan right now is to put all the signs June readings out, to finish doing that. So I still have 9 more of those. And to try to do a new moon reading. And then hopefully a second half of the month reading. And maybe even a full moon reading. Now that's an awful lot, but that is the plan as of right now. So either way, I will be back with another general spread for you, definitely by July, if nothing else. So I do hope this offered you something you didn't have when you came here. And I hope you will like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to share more specifically how this resonated with you, I would love to hear. Give me a thumbs up if it resonated with you, let me know. And if you do choose to subscribe, remember you have the option to hit the bell next to subscribe if you would like notifications when I post. And otherwise, I am sending you lots of love, Capricorn, and I can't wait to do another reading for you.